Good evening. So, as you can see, tonight is the I Hate Plastic night. And I have had this on my mind for quite a while. So let's get some people to join us. Let's wait a little bit. I have shared, but I don't like to go on and do that. So I'm going to get started. The reason why I'm here right now, amongst all of the serious things that are going on, and, you know, there's COP23, there's shootings, you know, there's a whole plethora of news. There was an election yesterday in the United States. But today, and it's been this way for a while, ever since I saw the video of the 5-mile swath of ocean that is floating around the Caribbean, I couldn't freaking stand it. I can't stand it. And as well as the fact that we've been sharing Martin Hutchinson, who is the environmental bicycle, rider. He rides his bike with his trailer and his dog, picking up plastic off the beaches in Portugal. And it is a lot of garbage. And he has confronted people on the street on video as to why are they doing this? Why are they just carelessly tossing plastic everywhere? Why is this happening? Why? I can't tell you why. Honest to God, you know, did they not have any kind of education in school in Europe, in Portugal, not to throw your shit all over the beach? So he gets really upset over this. And I understand it. I really do. But I get upset too. Like, very. All right. Don't mean to sound like a valley girl. Just very. Over things like this. 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 Everything made for the disposable world that we live in. The completely disposable world of plastic. Now, it's really easy for me to sit and say, you know, I like stuff. I like Parmesan cheese on my spaghetti or whatever I make, right? You know, good old Parmesan cheese. But I don't like the containers. And going, as much as I do recycle and everything because I'm insane about it, and I save so much plastic, it's not funny, it's driving me crazy. And I don't want to buy it. So I have to think of ways to make things that come in plastic because it's so painful to go to the store. It is. It's like completely painful to go shopping for your needs. So I suppose I'll get a cheese grater and make my own. But that's not even the point. The point is the industry itself is what I wanted to talk about tonight. And the industry, to me, they're a little disingenuous, but I thought I would start out with the website, which is called Plastics Make It Possible. Okay? Plastics Make It Possible, and they are glowing about the use of plastic for everything. And they say they're derived from, now here we go, how they twist the words, derived from materials found in nature, such as natural gas, oil, coal, minerals, and plants. Okay, the very first plastics were made by nature. Did you know that rubber from a rubber tree is actually plastic? Okay, bullshit. They're just giving you this play up on what it is. What are the plastics? Okay. Hi, Cindy. So what are plastics in chemistry? the chemistry of plastics can be complex, but the basics are straightforward. Think back to your high school science lessons about atoms and molecules, groups of atoms. Plastics are simply chains of like molecules linked together. These chains are called polymers. This is why many plastics begin with poly, such as polyethylene, polystyrene, and polypropylene. When you hear those three words, what does that make you feel like? You know what it makes me feel like? It makes me feel like the shit's going to be around forever, a lot longer than I'm alive, even if they are recycling it. They say they're recycling it. I think that there's a lot of problems with that. So they say, okay, although there are many polymers, plastics in general are lightweight with significant degrees of strength. They can be molded, extruded, cast, and blown into seemingly limitless shapes and forms or foams, or even drawn into fibers or textiles. Many types of coating, sealants, and glues are actually plastics too, and they're all over our oceans. Yay! That's so great. So their glowing website, Plastics Make It Possible, make you think that this shit's the best thing since sliced bread, and it is not anymore, and I'm so sick of it. All over. Okay, let's say hi to Barbara. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I want to talk about then a little bit about some facts about plastic, all right? And I'm calling this my plastic rant because, quite frankly, if I could take this and shove it into somebody's face, I might when I get so angry at the fact that it's so painful to go shopping into a freaking grocery store in the United States because everything is in plastic. And if it's not in plastic, it's in paper that if it's not recycled paper, then you know it's coming from some forest somewhere. And you can't do anything anywhere without the shit all over. And I'll say the biggest crime, at least in the United States, was the convenience store. Because the convenience store is what started so much of this. And you go in for your drive-by coffee and you get your plastic stirrers and the cream comes in like a plastic thing like this. The convenience store and the coffee places, the beginning of the end, or an exacerbation of plastic, like you don't know. Nobody's ever seen it so bad. It is so bad. Plastic is made with petroleum. Hi, Doug. Yeah, I'm going to read now. The plastic, well, I could go, let me just go back to that page for a minute. Plastics Make It Possible, because they have history, types. Let me see if I can get something up just to get that little connection. They have featured articles. High density polyethylene, which is so popular. And what are bioplastics? Well, and plastics and the environment disruptive in a good way. That's just some of the titles on their page. Now I'm going to read some facts. So here we go. 22 facts about plastic pollution. This was an article I found from EcoWatch from a while back. Oh, yeah. Oh, and here's another little thing I'll show you. This is a plastic piece of crap, but I mixed up my little water thing. I've probably had this for months because I can't throw the crap away. And when I recycle it, I feel so guilty because I think that they're lying. But I don't have a conspiracy mind. I just don't think that it's going where we think it's going. So I'm going to give you 22 facts about plastic pollution. All right? So strap on. We're going to get going. In Los Angeles area alone, and these little bits of data might be just a little old, a couple of years old. It's probably worse by now. Okay? In the Los Angeles area alone, 10 metric tons of plastic fragments like grocery bags, straws, and soda bottles are carried into the Pacific every day. Over the last 10 years, we have produced more plastic than during the whole of the last century. 50% of plastic we just use once and throw away because we are the disposable culture. And we're the worst in the entire world. Maybe the Chinese, I don't know. I haven't been there. I can talk about what I've seen. I can ask someone. They make a lot of plastic shit. And they ship it over here. And that is not a racist remark. That is a factual remark. Okay. So enough plastic is thrown away each year to circle the earth 4 times. Isn't that special? We currently recover only 5% of the plastics that we produce. That's because fish are being born with freaking plastic around their waists. And they are growing up with plastic ties around them if they even live long enough. And turtles. We've all seen the pictures of turtles. Turtles with the 6-pack holders in their necks. And all these rescues, having to rescue these animals because of the plastic, because of the friggin' goddamn plastic that I hate. And I told you this was going to be a rant. So the average American throws away approximately 185 pounds of plastic a year. And I'm probably one of them, or I was until I've always been pretty hating of plastic. It accounts for 10% of the total waste we generate. The production of plastic uses around 8% of the world's oil production. Bioplastics are not a good solution as they require food source crops. Americans throw away 35 billion plastic water bottles every year. Oh my God, I'm going to just throw up. Britta. Plastic in the ocean breaks down into such small segments that pieces of plastic from a 1-liter bottle could end up on every mile of beach throughout the world. What did we see this week on the video I put up? What did we see? 5-mile wide plastic swath in the ocean. It's disgusting. Annually, approximately 500 billion plastic bags are used worldwide. More than 1 million bags are used every minute. And hello, Kim. Welcome. Every minute. Okay, that's pretty sick. 46% of plastics float. That's an EPA statistic. And it can drift for years before eventually concentrating in the ocean gyres. It takes 500 to 1,000 years for plastic to degrade, long after we are gone. And you know, the shit's going to be around after the human species is extinct. That's pretty much what I think. Okay. Billions of pounds of plastic can be found in swirling convergences in the oceans, making up about 40% of the world's ocean surfaces. Not just special. 80% of pollution enters the ocean from the land. And then we found out the 10 worst waterways in the world that are leading all this plastic in there. There's 10 of them. Good evening, Judy. Here, I'll take a break and I will put a couple of names up. There's Trevor. He's working on a bamboo water bottle. Erin is joined. Hi, Erin. Vincent. Hi, Vincent. Vincent loves plastic. I'm so glad you're here, Vincent, to love plastic. Okay, because it's just such a fantastic thing. 1 million seabirds and 100,000 marine mammals are killed annually from plastic in our oceans, and it constitutes 90% of all the trash floating on the ocean surface, with 46,000 pieces of plastic per square mile, and it's all in the Caribbean on vacation this week. Researchers found 1,500 and 1.7 million of these particles per square mile. Oh my God. Those in a sample collected in Lake Erie, that's where I lived for 24 years off the lake, right off the lake. 85% of the plastic particles were smaller than 2/10 of an inch, and much of that was microscopic. And we knew a lot of that. There was that whole controversy about the microbeads in the the wash products and all, just so we could be feeling good about our stinky ass selves. Virtually every piece of plastic that was ever made still exists in some shape or form, with the exception of the small amount that has been incinerated. That had to be a nice breath of air. Plastic chemicals can be absorbed by the body. 93% of Americans age 6 or older test positive for BPA. Oh, please test me for BPA. I want to know. Do I even get high off it? Some of these compounds found in plastic have been found to alter hormones or have other potential human health effects. So that's the bad. Do you think it's enough? Do you think maybe as corporate stewards of Mother Earth that we should think about advocating against plastics, which a lot of people are, and a lot of trendy areas are starting to use or charge 10 cents a bag, which was nice. I was in Colorado when I went to the supermarket and it was 10 cents for the bag. Not where I live. It's like, what about the crops of hemp? So we've talked about this before. I've talked about hemp before, and I am such a big proponent of seeing what we can do to get the hemp thing going. I've worked with some people, and not a lot because I've been kind of out of sorts, but I was networking with people in my area about hemp farming, to see if we could maybe form some kind of cooperative. Maybe even if we farm 2 acres of our property, 2-3 acres of our property, get together with other farmers and then sell it, combine it and sell it. There are problems. You have to, in New York State, you have to work with a university. There's a program you have to go through. There's a program for everything that has to do with anything in New York State. But they have, it's a farming thing. And I suppose if people really got more, I'm not going to put the activists down because I don't know how much they're doing, but I know that they're doing quite a bit to try to see if New York State, because we are all farms. New York State, there's cities, yes, but we are a farming mother effer of a state. And I live right in the middle of all of it. So that's a one thing we can do, right? And then we can be good corporate stewards of the earth and try not to buy the shit. So when you go to the store, I guess, at least for me, I have to think a lot more creatively, because it drives me out of my mind, and it has been for a while. And my husband is so sick of hearing me bitch about the plastic, and I don't even want to go to the store. Here I go. Look, my plastic lips brought to you by plastic, and there's probably plastic in the goddamn lipstick itself. Why do I use it? That's a whole other story. I have a problem with dry mouth. It's an illness, actually. But we don't have to go there, because now we're going to go to some solutions. And then we're going to talk to some people. All right. So how about, and these are probably things a lot of us do, choose to reuse when it comes to shopping bags and bottled water. Cloth bags and metal or glass reusable bottles are available locally at great prices. All right. I had a live stream. It was an article not that long ago, maybe 6 months. It was all about these reusable things for the kitchen. So you don't have to buy plastic wrap and you don't have to buy all that shit. And I bought it. I ordered a whole slew of it. In fact, I should have run into the kitchen. I should have gotten it all to show you. And I've been using it ever since. And I think I've been through not even a roll of plastic wrap in 6 months, because I put everything in these things that I got. They're bags, you put vegetables in them. They're really freaking cool. And if I get the link. I'll put it back up. Yeah, Erin, Divine Sjogren's. Okay, guys, this is one of the things I have. Everybody, and I'm all paranoid because my salivary glands are always swollen. See, that's called Sjogren's. And Sjogren's awareness, nobody knows what it is. It's dry mouth, dry eye, and I'm always hung up on the fact that happens. You know, I have to always have a drink because it sucks. Because it's an autoimmune, probably from plastic, and it attacks your moisture producing glands in your body. So these don't work, but they like to be swollen and they like to make me dry mouth and all that. It's a big pain in the ass, but you live with it because I'm not going to die unless my liver dries up, and I don't do anything much to ruin my liver. So thank you, Erin, because actually I wanted to talk about that, but it's not the kind of thing you share all the time. You know, things wrong with you, but okay. But you don't know how they happen. Toxins. Who the hell knows if you take a sip, if all your shit's in this plastic? And I know that the scientists have done all these tests and all. How do we know that what I'm drinking is not killing me? Okay, so reuse single-serving packaging, excess packaging, straws, and other disposable plastics. Carry reusable utensils in your purse, backpack, or car to use at barbecues, potlucks, and takeout restaurants. And you can be as sick as I am, and when you go to parties, you can ask everybody if you can take the garbage if they're not recycling, because I do, and I take it to the dump, and I recycle it. Because I have to actually bring my garbage to the dump, which most of you know that follow me. All right, reduce everyday plastics, such as sandwich bags and juice cartons, by replacing them with a reusable lunch bag box. Duh. When I went to school, my mother might have put our stuff in a paper bag, but usually we had a lunch box and a thermos. But of course, that's like 150 years ago. And I just lost the page. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I lost the page where I was. Let me find it. Because I'm blabbing. Okay, too much. Here we go. So we're reducing. No, everything's jumping around. Everything seems to want to jump around on my iPad. Go digital. No need for plastic CDs, DVDs, and jewel cases when you can buy your music and videos online, and everything can be next to you, putting electromagnetic fields of stuff in your body that we don't know what that's doing to us either. And I sleep with a stupid phone, and I'm dumb because I shouldn't. The phone is sitting on my night table because it's got a clock in it. Bring your mug with you to the coffee shop. How many of you do that if you do go for coffee? Let's see what people are saying. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see? Barbara was right when I said that. But yes, it is. It's everything. It's old. I haven't bought anything new in a long time because I'm using coconut oil. The problem with coconut oil is I can't carry around a big thing of it. Oh, the problems of being a woman, right? Okay. Seek out alternative to plastic items you rely on. Well, which is what I told you. You know, well, in my kitchen, everything. I reuse everything. And recycle. And then it says, now this is a while ago, but it's choose number 1, which is PETE, or number 2, which is HDPE, which are the most commonly recycled plastics. Avoid plastic bags and polystyrene foam, as both typically have very low recycling rates, and every stinking dollar store in the whole freaking United States has polystyrene, and they sell all that shit for parties and camp and all, and just go camping in the woods and take your polystyrene with you and just leave it there. That's fun. Boy, this is a great topic. I'm having a blast getting pissed. Okay. Volunteer at a beach cleanup. Done that. Lake Erie. Yay. Okay. Surfrider Foundation chapters often hold cleanups monthly or more frequently. Very cool. So around the Great Lakes, you could do the same thing. Support plastic bag bans, polystyrene foam bans, and bottle recycling bills. Why the frig can't I buy my shit in glass like I used to? I'm going to buy everything in glass, and I don't even want to buy anything. Ugh. Spread the word. Talk to your family and friends about why it is important to reduce plastic in our lives and the nasty impacts of plastic pollution. Okay. So there we go. Plastic. I freaking hate the shit. Obviously, everybody that's with me feels the same way. And let's take a couple of comments. And then, let's see, aloe drinks. Oh, you're all talking about Sjogren's. What is this? Aloe drinks will help the cotton mouth. Oh, how cute. You guys are so cute. Okay, Tricito says, I remember when I was last camping, I used canteens and metal cups, which we washed, as well as metal silverware. Yeah, duh. And they still have it. And if you bring, oh, wait, but if you bring your water, what are you going to buy your water in? Plastic bottles. Oh, my God. One year I was so pissed at our camp where we go in the woods, right? And everybody was leaving their plastic bottles. And I had a barrel full of plastic bottles. And I was livid. And I don't let anybody do that anymore. I tell people to bring their shit with them when they leave. Do not bring your plastic bottles and leave them here. That's rude, too, I think. And then when the guys drink beer, they drink it in glass and leave it in my basement. I have to get pissed at them to bring it back, but it's glass. It's 5 cents. And I don't like it. So there we are for tonight. I'm all out. Who said they love oil? Oh, Willow Shepherd, she loves oil. What kind of oil, Willow? Oh, Kim, you have a percolator? Yes, I do too. I have a percolator. And I also, we're talking about coffee. Yep, and we have coffee cups we bring with us. And I don't even drink caffeine. I mix it all up to make it like a little bit of caffeine, make my husband think he's getting caffeine. Some canteens and metal camping cups are aluminum. Not good. Make sure you use stainless steel. Absolutely. The older stuff is what you have to watch out for. I agree with you. I think that's a good one. And Allison says, yes, me too, percolator. Yeah, and and then for me, everything, there's no food waste in my house because it goes into this recycling thing. I just showed you. It's really nice. It's a can. It's in my kitchen, and it's not plastic either. It's stainless steel, lasts forever, and it has a filter in the top. I put all my food stuff in there. Then I get downstairs and I put it in my humongous plastic recycling. Composting, because I couldn't do the composting outside anymore, digging with the shovel and all that crap when you have a bad back. So I'll make this plastic piece of shit I had to buy last for 30 years. I hope, if we're here 20 years, whatever, I'm being generous. But I take my food downstairs, put it in the big compost, blah, 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 you got to make it go around. And it's almost ready actually to put in the garden for the wintertime. And my husband actually still has Brussels sprouts to pick, and they are going to come out and they can stay in. He says they can stay in. So we're going to have Brussels sprouts. And then we're going to take all of that food stuff that I've tumbled around and shovel it out, because it's actually turning into soil. It's kind of cool to watch it, but yeah. So, and Tricito says, make sure it was, about not using really the old stuff, because you don't know what's leaching into you. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for joining me on the plastics rant, because, like, everybody's talking about so many things and different political things, and then there's the others talking about we won't talk about it. I forgot. I have one more thing. Bubbly Creek in Chicago. We posted about the oil diesel spill in Bubbly Creek, and it went and polluted a whole lot of waterway in that loops around the city, I believe. They cannot find, the officials and the EPA cannot find the source of the pollution. They cannot determine who, how, or where, when this stuff got into the waterway in Chicago. They can't. Do you think that they're not really using their investigatory skills like they should be? They should be able to figure this out. So all of you in Chicago or Illinois or whoever you are out there in the Midwest, you got to get on their ass to find out who did that. It's not right. It is just not right. Okay. So I think I've kept you long enough. I think that was fun. Thanks for coming and listening, because we all have, we're all stewards of this earth. And if we don't do something, stop buying it. I am not. This is the last time ever. Because even though like I said, I recycle, I just, if we all stop buying it, maybe they'll stop making it. Go hemp. Good night, guys.